Hello, everybody. It is Regina Long with Not So Perfect Parenting. And we are here tonight on another live. I am very proud of myself because I am being consistent. I believe I started these lives since September 2nd, and it is the 25th. So I need to go back. I think I started the second and may have, but I can't remember. But I've been going on strong, y'all, and I'm gonna stay consistent because not only has it been helping my channel grow, but not all the time I follow through with things. So I was told to do this. I am gonna do it, and it is what it is. So tonight's topic is bitter and sweet bites. So I'm gonna talk about this because I got a really good saying from an elderly lady because I was telling her about some experience that I've had lately of you trying to be positive and people just always look at something negative. You find they just always find something negative. And she gave me a really cool phrase to just kind of when people being negative just to chuckle. So I'm going to share that here in a little bit. But I wanted to share with you guys some encouragement because all day I've been working and I just been hearing some stuff about some bitter people. And I heard two crime stories that had me like, are you serious? So one of them was, and parents, I'm still going to encourage us, but I need y'all to listen to this because one involves a step parent. So anyway, one involves a step parent, the other one involves a pastor's son. So what they did was, allegedly, the pastor's son had been keeping people in his basement or something like that. He kept them captive for a decade. So how these people fell under the radar was that they I believe they were in like assistant living or they were elderly or something like that. And I believe maybe he got some custody of them somehow. But that man had these people, I think it was about 4 people that he had and was holding them captive. And the only reason why they ended up finding them this time is because one of the ladies passed away. So he had to tell them and he called like, hey, there's someone passed away in my house. Like it was very bizarre. And so it's all allegedly, hey, how are you doing, Mario? It's all allegedly that he had these people in his house for a decade. But how do you kidnap somebody for a decade? And that brought me to when I used to work at the nursing homes and when I used to work at like the developmental disability centers and things like that. We got to check on our people. Even if someone says that they're their guardian or they're, whatever, if you have somebody in these facilities, go and check on them, make sure they're okay. Even if they're actually in the facility and they're accounted for, make sure they're not being abused. Make sure that they're getting the right care and the right treatment because sometimes we put people, especially elderly people, we put them in these facilities and we forget about them. They in there getting mistreated, abused, all of that. So this man had these people for 10 years. And so allegedly, his sister gets on, I believe it was his sister, one of his relatives, and was like, hey, like, don't judge him. I'm like, I mean, I get it. He hasn't been charged yet, but like, don't judge him. You had 4 people hemmed up in your basement. Like, yeah, crazy. So I'm going to follow that story. If I get an update, I'm going to tell you guys. Another crazy story I listened to at work today. And yes, I was working, but I was listening to the story. There was a stepmom that kept her stepson kidnapped, well, not kidnapped, allegedly held in the house for 20 years. 20 years, y'all. Now, the lady is fighting back and she said that she did not do this because she didn't lock the door. She didn't threaten to keep him in. He just never went anywhere. So most of the evidence is showing, honey, you lying. You had him you scare tactics. He was scared to go out. There was something. This man had been hidden and in the house for 20 years. Now, how he ended up getting off the radar was his dad was confined to a wheelchair. And so he ended up passing away. I don't know if he passed away because of that, but whatever. So allegedly, the guy is saying that his dad knew, possibly a sister, and like a grandma or something like that. So some of his relatives, he claimed, they knew that he was being locked up, but he fell under the radar at 11 years old. So I don't know if they pretended that they were going to homeschool this young man or what. But the sad part about it is they had a warning. Somebody complained about this family before he was taken out of school. Children's Services came, hey, how are you? It's evening here. It's 9:38 p.m. in my time zone, but good morning to you. So someone called Children's Services on this family. So Children's Services actually did their job. They went to go see what was going on, and then they didn't find the evidence. It was, they didn't find enough evidence, so they just kind of let it be. And then after 5 years, they scrubbed the report because that's basically what they do. And then right after that, that's when they took him out of school, and he was no longer in school. So I'm guessing it was like a homeschool situation, or they may have moved and they thought he was in another school district. Somehow this young man skipped under the radar, which is insane. And he was held, she claimed he wasn't held hostage. But if y'all go and look at this video, hey, how are you? You see the pictures where he had to live is so disgusting. The bathroom was nasty. I mean, I wouldn't even step foot in there. And I know she didn't use that bathroom. And then she claimed she didn't keep him kidnapped because he could have left at any time. So like he would go outside and do chores. But when you have manipulated someone for a very, very long time, or if you use your power and you scared them, he's not going to go anywhere. But what happened is he ended up getting fed up, and he started a fire in the house. He was so smart. And let me backtrack. He kept time, because he said it's been 20 years. How he kept time was, I guess someone in the house would watch NASCAR, or he would, because he did have a TV, I guess, or he would hear it, something like that, and he would keep track of time through NASCAR, and he would know each year would come on, he would keep track like that, which is just devastating. So anyway, he set a fire, and he heard on TV that, what happens when a fire is set and all that. He finally decided to do that, and he laid on the ground, even though he knew he could have gotten hurt. He knew if he laid on the ground, the firemen had to come inside and get him. He didn't want them to like blow it off. What he wanted to be carried out, because with him being carried out, it's like he was hurt, and he ended up getting like some smoke ventilation and stuff like that. But with that, they carried him out, and he was able to be alone and told them his situation. Now, this woman, this is allegedly, she's claiming that she didn't do anything. She didn't keep him hostage. But the fact that this man was 5'9" and he was only 68 pounds, the water ain't clean. You can't tell me that woman wasn't doing something. So she's out on bail right now, which is crazy. And this was some months ago, so maybe I'm going to check it out, and then I'll update you guys. But that's my topic for today. Bitter, just bitter people. In this life, there are going to be so many things that will try to hinder us. Why do we have to be the bitter ones? And I've been bitter before in my life and pass it down to the kids and all of that. I am encouraging you all today, if you are bitter, if you are feeling depressed, anxious, anything like that, please go into your prayer closet, pray, get some friends that know how to pray, get some friends that are positive, that's going to pump some life into you. Start speaking great things over your life, because all things work together for our good. So we don't have to be depressed and in a mess and just bitter. Bitter, the Bible talks about when you are bitter, it's down to the bones. It affects your health. You start feeling like, dang, why my stomach hurt? Why I'm sick all the time? You bitter. And bitter is like poison inside of us. And those two stories, I was like, they gotta be bitter, nasty people. So I was telling this lady, she's a little bit, she's about 80 years old. And I was telling her how I was trying to be positive about some things and just was getting negativity, just different places. And she said, honey, don't you worry about that negativity. She said, bitter people will make honey sour. Bitter people will make honey sour. And when she said that, she said they need to go find real peace and not the fake kind that they faking every day. And I took that and I chuckle every time I hear it, but it's such a word. If you're bitter, you can make honey sour, then that's terrible. We got to work on that. And I'm working on it too, because I can find myself being mad. I can find myself, but I don't want to be bitter down to the root and the bone that it's making me sick inside. And then we don't want to pass that down to our kids. Because if we bitter and nasty and then you pass it down to your kids, they bitter and nasty, then that's how we got these stepmoms locking their kids up and people locking people up in basements. We don't want that. This world is already insane. So I'm encouraging you tonight, if you are bitter and you know that's rooted down in you, start plucking that up. We got to get that out because we don't want you sick. We don't want you in a mess. We want you happy, whole, and healed and being sweet. Sweet as pie is always my thing. I'm going to be sweet as pie. And I'm working on it and you guys work on it. So I see you guys. I appreciate you. Go love and talk to your children tonight. Hopefully I'll love and go talk to my kids. I spent the day with my older daughter today. It was her birthday a few days ago and we celebrated, went out to eat. And hopefully I'll be able to share the love with the others. But if not, it's okay. There's always another day if you got breath to breathe. So I am Regina Long with Not So Perfect Parenting.